and is going to try to figure. Man, it's been a long time since she's actually been in here. She's going to try to find some kind of rear exit.
All right. So you exit out into the main hall,
Mhm.
which isn't entirely great because it's right as the two people are coming in, and you can
Mhm.
hear the redheads complaining, like, "Why do we got to be here? I was having fun. I was drinking," and the one in the black is like, "Oof." Okay, that's good at least. Okay, so yeah, yeah, the one in the black is like, the people upstairs said that something was going on. So we had to investigate. We had to figure out why we were getting signs from in here, and hopefully we can figure something out. And you're up on a balcony, and they're entering and kind of coming from around the stairs that go up onto the balcony. You can see a couple other rooms.
Uh, no, her boys aren't here,
Nope.
but uh, it is proper as a member of the disciplinary committee to inform these people that this is a forbidden area. So she realizing that they're going to walk into her. She'll step out in front of them at a point where they would be coming in and possibly walking into her, and just says forbidden area.
Yeah. The redhead kind of jumps and like, you realize that she only has one arm, and she's like puts her hand on her katana, and the one in the black goes to a kung fu pose really quick. It's like,
Narrows her. She just like narrows her narrows her furrows her brow. Is just like leave.
I'm sorry, but we're actually authorized to be in here. What are you doing?
She motions to herself. Disciplinary committee.
The two kind of look to each other. Biken, who's the redhead, looks confused and looks to the one in the black, and one in the black is thinking, it's like, you're with the disciplinary committee?
She nods.
You're going to need to come with us. You've been missing for months.
Her eye widens, and then narrows. Lying.
If you don't believe me, that's fine, but I can prove it to you.
She just folds her arms over her chest, waiting.
Come on, Biken, we're leaving. And Biken's like, ah, finally, jeez, and just turns. Samurai girl starts walking out, and it's right outside. This is forbidden. I guess you're coming with us too.
Ah, shoot, she got her there, yeah.
Yeah.
She steps outside.
Yeah. So you step outside and you go into the forest, and they keep walking, and they walk to the crack in the wall that leads into Twilight Town proper.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Biken just walks through, and Tifa kind of like waits and says, "Go on, have a look."
She kind of glares at her for a long time and then sighs and does so.
You step out into Twilight Town, and this is obviously town. Things have changed a lot. You see taller buildings, you see shops you don't recognize. There's a lot compared to normal Twilight Town, which felt kind of like just because there were a lot of buildings, there weren't a lot of people there. This place feels crowded. There's a lot of people, but you can recognize some of the layouts, just the way the nature is. You are in Twilight Town. And then Tifa says, "You're going to need to come with us."
She's like looks around, kind of amazed at first, and then she narrows her eye as she looks back at the two women and just like, "Where's Cipher?"
That's what we were hoping to ask you.
I think that calls for a smash cut.
Yeah, that's a smash cut. Um, all right, we are going to now uh, cut to another world known as Hyrule. You ready, Ed?
Almost. Go for it.
All right. So we're just gonna say this isn't the timeline with adult Link and adult Zelda because I'm way too lazy to figure out a way to make it work with Kid Link and Kid Zelda. And the fact that he dies in Majora's Mask, so we're just gonna say screw it. Uh, so uh, Hyrule has been recovering. There's been a lot of efforts to rebuild things and help make it thrive. See you, Richard. Help make it thrive um, after the events of a Zelda game. Ganondorf has wrecked stuff, and things are in chaos, and places are in ruin. Um,
I mean, Hyrule Town is entirely destroyed if it's taking place in the adult timeline.
yeah, and things are
Yeah.
being rebuilt.
hmm
And you've been hanging out with Link. Uh, and then one day, suddenly, uh, Zelda arrives with two like Link's been trying to help with the rebuilding of town, and suddenly Zelda arrives with two strange people that you have never seen before. Um, one is some weird ninja girl who goes by the name Fee, and the other is some man with a scarred face named Leon. And and there's a big hubbub, and Link's
Link, their ears. They're not like yours.
Link kind of like grunts an affirmation of like, "You're right." um, and Zelda kind of gets up on a platform and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. I have something to announce. Um, these people come from a group known as the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, and they are here in Hyrule. And they've told me that there are other worlds other than these, and they've shown me evidence of this. And they are part of a group that is designed to fight back the darkness, and they have approached us asking for help. And I understand that we are in a place of rebuilding, and they have offered to help rebuild Hyrule. And in return, we are to offer them up manpower. We are to give them someone who can help them on this quest. help them explore new worlds. We are going to be having discussions about who it might be, but in return, we just ask for your patience in this, and we hope to foster this new alliance, and hopefully it will be for the betterment of Hyrule in the long term. And that people are whispering about and wondering what's going on, kind of freaking out, like, who are these strangers? What's going on?
I mean, we are kind of good at dealing with the darkness. You dealt with Ganon.
Yeah. I was gonna say Link talks. I'm not that. Yeah.
You can just grunt all you want. It'd be great.
Yeah. And of course, Zelda, after this big talk, says, brings up and says, like, "Hey, Link, mind joining us in this little talk?" And also gets like the Goron leader, like all the important people in the land of Hyrule. and and they all come together to into like big tent and start discussing, all right, who should we send? All and it's like, Zelda, you've done a bit of exploring. Maybe you should go. No, I need to princess, and I need to, I'm the queen now, and I need to help Hyrule rebuild. Maybe you should go, and like maybe Link should go. But we need, if something comes up, we need Link here. He is the Triforce of Courage and all
Hey, Link, I have an idea. There's this guy who's been bothering me by the name of Tingle. Maybe we could send him.
that. And they're all discussing, and suddenly there's a commotion outside, and there's lots of like people are making noise, and it's like, what's going on out there?
Yeah, at this point, Navi's gonna go fly out and check.
You fly out and you see a bunch of random just random Hyrulean being accosted by these things. That's the very basic nobody. I forget what
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of people are being accosted.
Yeah, Navi's at this point just gonna start shouting an alarm, trying to get people's attention. Hey, look out! Get out of the way! And she's gonna try and tackle into one of them that's attacking a town's member.
All right. Will that be strike to subdue or strike to strike with intent?
Let's see.
And more
I
music.
think it's going to be subdue.
All right.
Or
So
let's see the move list.
strike with intent is plus dark. Strike to subdue is plus mastery.
Okay. So let's go ahead and roll this. That is a 7, and it's plus mastery, so +1 is going to be an 8.
All right. Choose one. Take something from them, force a change of location, or de-escalate the situation.
I'm going to go with de-escalate the situation. As Navi knocks the nobody away from the villager so they can run away.
Okay, so the villager runs away, are getting a bit more cautious, and out from the tent run all the the people who are actually good at fighting. And Zelda starts barking orders like, "We need people over there! We need people over there!" And it turns into Hyrule Warrior as people are just start running in, cutting down swaths of nobodies.
Luckily, these nobodies don't know my greatest weakness. None of them have a bottle.
And this fight is going on, and Zelda's casting her magic. And, the Gorons are swinging their hammers, knocking them back. I want you to actually deep dive for me.
Sure. Let me roll that. That is an 8, and deep dive uses
Plus heart.
plus heart. Okay, that's a +1, so that's going to be a 9.
All right, so you get to ask one question.
Let's see. Oh, what is the biggest threat here?
So you're looking around, and you realize you haven't seen Link in a hot minute, as you've been like trying to support the battle and be some sort of like RTS camera looking down and shouting orders or giving information. You realize you haven't seen Link in a while, and you realize off in some corner of the ruins, kind of away from everyone, Link has hunted down a man in a white cloak. This one is that man, as seen on the things earlier. And you see Link fall. He seems to be badly injured and can't.
Yeah. Going to fly towards him as fast as possible.
You start flying towards him. That man picks up Link and like hefts him over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes. And with a wave, you see a dark portal opening, and he starts walking toward you.
Yep, just keep going.
Do you want to roll something like an attack or?
Let's yeah. I'm going to interfere.
Oh, also, I just realized because you didn't take defend from harm, you should have taken aim. Strike to subdue.
Fair enough. Let me mark that.
But yeah, go ahead and roll interfere. That is dark.
Let's see. Eight, and my darkness is 0, so 8.
All right, so they don't do it cleanly. Something goes wrong in a dramatic way. Yeah, so the man gets knocked into and kind of stumbles, but he doesn't let go of Link. And he's like, ugh. And he goes and he like goes to try and grab at you again.
Stop it!
And you start getting some attention. You see some of the and you actually see Leon running towards you with his gunblade, and the man kind of looks and just kind of scoffs, and he runs through the portal with Link.
Is there any way that Navi can get that portal before it closes?
You want to go through?
Mm. Chasing after.
If you want to, I would push through stress. You don't have any links, so I'll just be +0 no matter what.
Yeah. So let's see, pushing through with stress. Let me roll on that. And that is a 7.
All right, so pick one. Succeed at what you were doing. Take +1 forward. Ask a question about the scene, or gain an advantageous position.
I'm gonna have to go with succeeded with what you're attempting, as Navi is going to try and get through this portal into wherever this evil magician is trying to take Link.
All right, so you run through and you actually find yourself on some sort of stained glass platform. Um, you can pause the music for this time. Yeah, you find yourself on some sort of stained glass platform, and it's actually that last one I described with like the three figures in white on that are on the stained glass, and he turns. That man turns to you, and he looks at you and says, "You really shouldn't have followed me."
Um, let Link go.
You don't even realize how important he truly is, not just to Hyrule, but to everything.
And with that, Navi is going to try and prob just strike at him. I assume
All right, is this one gonna be
just batting at him.
strike with intent?
Yes.
All right, roll plus dark.
Alrighty. And a 2.
All right, so take another harm.
Fair enough.
Um, and he
So,
literally just grabs you with the other one to hold Link and says, "Don't worry, I'm only borrowing him," and then just tosses you back through the portal.
yeah, imagine just Navi comes flying out the far end of the portal, looking, and does this portal close, or what's going on? As-
Yeah, there are some people who are freaking out, and Zelda, Leon, and Yuffie are kind of arguing. Well, more like Yuffie and Leon are arguing, and Zelda's trying to figure out what's going on because Leon and Yuffie are saying, like, what was he doing here? What were we? I thought we dealt with, I thought Sora dealt with the nobodies. I thought everything was going to be okay. What's going on here? And they all start arguing. And it's like, look, and then there's kind of this pause. And it's like, I didn't realize that man was working with the.
who was that man?
That's all we know him by. That's what Biken called him. That man. I thought he was working with the Heartless, but now there are nobodies. I don't know what's going on, and Leon's kind of like getting frustrated as Yuffie explains this to you. And Zelda's like, well, what are we supposed to do? Link is gone. Navi,
Yeah.
I think you should be the one to go with.
Other worlds are a long way away from Hyrule.
But if Link's on another world, you're the one closest to him. You're the one who can save him.
Yeah, I can.
And the two and Leon and Yuffie, like Leon's getting frustrated. He's point breaking with his gun blade, just firing in the air. Um, but Yuffie's like, I wish it was better circumstances. Welcome to the team, Navi, and kind of offers a hand in some weird way.
Oh, okay, just patting the tip of the finger.
Yeah.
And with that, I mean, can I try and make a link since I'm meeting new people?
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask. I forgot to ask Nate at the end of the last. Remind me. So yeah, who would you like to make a link with? and you can't choose multiple people.
Can't or can?
You can. It's just that then we have to roll for each one. I'm not saying choose Leon and have to wait to do Zelda later. Okay, so now. So who are you
Or
gonna
were
make?
you? Let's make one with Zelda, since that seems like somebody that Navi would have already made a link with.
Yeah. All right. So there are 4 types of links.
Mhm.
So let's explain this. There are 4 types of links. There are light links, which are your friendships, lovers, general positive relationships.
I think I'm gonna go with Heart because now Navi is having suspicion that Zelda is sending Navi off to find Link and is not going to find Link herself. So she's causing Navi to have some introspection
All right.
of
So
what that relationship power dynamic is.
all right. So what is heart is heart your highest?
Um, it is tied with Mastery, yes.
In that case, you get to roll with a +1 to your roll
Okay.
in order to make this link.
And that is an 8, so that's a 9.
All right. So you get your heart link with Zelda.
Alrighty.
And do you want to make any other links as well?
You know, this Yuffie looks like a nice new person, so like friendly, so that would be a light, right?
Yeah. So is light your highest or your lowest?
It is my lowest.
You actually get a free experience,
Okay.
and then you roll with light to make this link.
Let's see here. That is a 6. It would have been a 7, but it is a 6 because of -1.
All right. In that case, on a miss, your link move doesn't trigger, and I get to give you a link. But also, I get one more thing. So I'm going to give you a link, Goofy, actually, because in your mind you're like, these people from the other world came and they're going to explore worlds and fight dark, defeat danger, and suddenly your best friend is kidnapped by one. They're dragging you into some stuff, and you're kind of pissed about that on some level.
This
Maybe
is
not.
this is those kids in the those lost kids all over again.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, right.
And unfortunately, have not had enough interaction with that man over there firing his gun into the air to have any kind of link with him yet.
All right.
But
And
I'm sure we'll be.
the sad thing is, I'm giving a Yuffie a light link back to you. So. All right. So I'm going to end that scene there. We're going to go back to Nate really quick. I'm going to make links in particular.
What'd you say?
Do you want to make links with anyone in particular?
No.
All right.
Unless I can make a link with Cypher.
I'll let you make a link with Cypher.
Okay. So let's see here. That is make a link.
Is light your highest? I believe it is.
Yes.
Okay, then. So you roll at a +1 on top of your.
You roll link that is based on your highest stat, gain +1 roll, and you roll for your lowest stat, mark experience. Okay. Yeah, I make it.
Is that a.
As a 10 up.
Okay. Because 10 plus means that it's reciprocated. So Cypher now has a light link with Fu, and you have a light link with Cypher.
Okay. You said I'm able to make multiple?
Yeah, with any well, not with the same person. Like if you want.
Well, not the same person, but could I try for Rai and
Tifa.
Vivi as well?
Oh, sure.
Let's see. I'm gonna say Vivi is heart.
Okay.
What else would VV be?
I can see it as heart too.
No dice. That one's actually only a 5.
Even with your +1? Or it'll still be a 5.
Even with the +1, yeah.
Yeah. I'll just make that a light link. I'll have a light link with you back.
Okay.
Buff that link. And Rye.
And then Rye, I'm gonna say mastery.
All right.
Yeah. Because she and Rye fight as a team whenever they do struggle.
All right. So that is going to be flat, no extra.
Okay, that is a 7.
All right. So I'll just say you get the mastery. Rye.
Actually, my link move triggers.
Oh, would you prefer that?
It's
It's an and/or.
with Cipher.
Oh yeah.
It's you both get a link to one another, and your link move triggers.
Yeah, and your link move is basically mark additional experience and remove one of your links. You heal all harm, or you change a link's type. But you opened with that though. Is the
damn it! So I can't retroactively change the link's type, change VB to heart.
Nah, sorry.
I got nothing then.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, sorry. All right. In that case, I'm going to move on to I'm going to move on to Tsukasa. You ready, John?
Yep.
All right. So for a Kamen Rider decade, his story starts very similar to the show. There is a scene where he is where he's at the park, and then suddenly all this weird stuff starts happening. He gets his driver, fights some people, he learns his powers, and is like, why do I know how to fight? And then after everything calms down, he's walking home with Natsumi. When everything starts exploding, except instead of exploding like they do in the show, Heartless start pouring out of the wall. And, start going after people. And Natsumi is freaking out. But suddenly, you hear what sounds like a pure single note on a flute. And everything seems to stand still. And out from the shadows steps a figure in generic Organization 13 club.
Okay.
Tsugasa Kadoya, Kamen Rider Decade.
I suppose. Who's asking?
Just think of me as though I'm really only here under orders. I got someone here who wants me to talk to you because you're kind of important. I'm only going to say this once, so be sure you got it memorized. And then everything seems to fade for a moment. You find yourself standing in what looks like the dark of space, and you see the worlds surrounding you. There are other worlds than your own. Worlds that, well, they need saving. They need, maybe heroes is a strong word, but they need people who fight for them, and they need people who can fight back the darkness, can fight. And he kind of motions, and you can see faded around you. You can still see the ruins of the city. You can see the heartless. Fight those things. And you're the perfect person for the jobs. It's your destiny, I guess.
And how do I get to these other worlds?
Oh, that was easier than I thought it would be. I have your answer right here. And he kind of steps aside in a dark. Go right through there, and these worlds will be your oyster.
Sugata will take his camera and snap a quick picture of the man in the cloak, and then walk through the portal.
You walk through the portal, and then the next thing you know, you hear a soft beeping, and you kind of come to and you wake up in a hospital bed. And you hear beep, beep, beep. And then you kind of go ahead.
No. Yeah, Sugata's gonna look around.
There are two people in the room. See, there's a young woman with long brown hair in gray, and she's like in a pink dress. It's Aerith. That's who I'm about to link.
Mm.
And the other person seems to be wearing like some kind of scrubs. They look like they look like some sort of doctor. And here's what they look like. And they're having some kind of chat, and the doctor's like, you ever thought about being a doctor? You ever thought about? No, it's not JD. Sorry. Yeah. She's like, you ever thought about being a doctor, a nurse, or something? You have really good bedside manner. And she's like, nah, I, I did a little work as a healer back home, but mostly I just tended to the flowers. And they're having a little back and forth. Suddenly, the woman notices that you are awake, and she's like, "Doctor," and he's like, "Please, look, we're all friends here. You can call me Derek." And she's like, "Doctor," and points to you and turns. He's like, "Oh, really quick, hits like a button on the wall, and it's like, and and soon after you see a nurse come in, and meanwhile the doctor's like, you're finally awake. Good. Now we've already met our guilty gear quota."
Look, he, you made a Guilty Gear character, and you started describing a doctor without specifying, and I was worried for a second.
No, it's Derek Styles. And the nurse is Angie. But he's like, you're finally awake. We
Where am
found
I?
you're at well, we kind of call it the fortress, but it's the home base for our group. We're called the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. It's really long to read. You're safe though. We found you out. Well, the he's kind of rambling, and then some of our people found you out in the space between worlds. You were just floating out there and unconscious. They brought you back here, and we've had you under medical watch for a little bit. Took a few days, but you're finally awake. Do you remember anything?
I remember some jerk in a cloak and a dark portal.
That Aerith in the corner is like, well, that doesn't quite narrow, does it? And he kind of laughs, and the doctors are like, Derek is like, well, you're safe here at least. Whatever happened, our group is very friendly to travelers, and if you and well, you're all fixed up. You're safe. Good to you're good to go.
Hmm.
Lifts up a chart, Mr. Kadoya.
How do you know my name?
It was on your ID.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you realize you're in a hospital.
Right. I will look around for my possessions, including a very important belt, card case, and camera.
Yeah, there's like a shoe locker, and as they have like a foot locker or whatever. As you look around, they're like, oh, if you're looking for your stuff, here, this should be all of it. If is anything missing, and Angie picks up the foot locker and opens it up and shows you, and you can see all the clothes you were wearing before you left, your camera, your the contents of your wallet, your cards, your driver, everything is in there.
Right. Do you know where I could get something developed?
We do have a photo lab here. Yeah, we have researchers here. Do you want us to go put that in?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, and at that point, Angie grabs your camera and runs off. And you still have some time to relax. They just go over a couple of medical questions. Does while you're sitting there, just but make sure everything is okay. If there's nothing he did wrong, um, the allergies, all that stuff, and soon Angie comes back with the photo, and it's still weird. See the guy in the black cloak, um, except he seems to be surrounded by flames.
Huh. Hmm. Well, I'm not exactly sure where that was anyway, so I'm glad that wasn't my world. All right. So, Zirasa will get up from the bed, shoo everyone out of the room so we can get changed.
Everybody leaves.
Yep. And then immediately leave the hospital.
You step out into a corridor that's like a hospital, and then you step out and you're in like some sort of, almost like it feels like a grand, um like some sort of grand club, um like like some old like gentleman's club, century club type thing,
Hmm.
all fancy, vaulted ceilings, books, artifacts all over. And as you step out into that, people are kind of looking around. There are a couple of whispers, but nobody thinks
Hmm.
anything. There is one person, is a woman who looks like and she notices you and approaches and says, "You must be Mr. Kadoya, the one that was found out in space."
Yeah, that's me.
I go by Lady Zanai. Uh, and I know you probably have a lot of questions, but I am a leader of this little group, the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. And if you have some time, I would like to make a little job offer to you. And we're going to cut there.
Okay.
Do you have any links you would like to make?
Yes, I'd like to make a dark link with that jerk in the cloak.
Go ahead.
Okay.
And I believe dark is your best stat.
Yeah. Yeah, dark is my best
Yeah.
stat.
So roll at a +3.
I just realized I never grabbed dice. 1 second.
Oops. You guys all having fun so far?
Yes. Although I'm still waiting for the judge.
Oh, just wait. I have a great recruiting speech for them.
I wonder how far you're going to be able to get through it before you're tased and put in a cube.
What if Anderson agrees to it, though?
I'm just imagining like the Chief Justice being like, if Anderson walked off a bridge, would you walk after her? I'd sight of her dangerous walking.
Okay.
+3, dark.
So that's over 10.
All right, so
And because I have don't expect any more favors, when I roll 10 plus to make my link, I may reject the link and gain 1 distance instead.
all right. So would you like to gain a distance instead?
Yes.
All
I don't
right.
actually care about this guy. I just dislike him enough to make me want to never meet him ever again.
All right, but in return, just because you still rolled a 10 plus, Leia now Leia. How is his name pronounced?
Lee,
Lee.
I believe.
Yeah. Lee has a dark link with you, though.
That's fine. I realized I didn't give myself a place to write down distance, so I'm just going to put that right
Next to your link move.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna move on to you, Judge Dredd.
Hi.
You have been called in to the Chief Justice's office. So you go all the way up in the hall of the Chief Judge. Sorry, you have been called up to the Chief Judge's office, and standing outside is actually Judge Anderson. And she's like, "You were called too?"
Dredd just nods.
Well, I was waiting for you because I guess they wanted both of us. So let's go in. The door's open, and inside at her desk is the Chief Judge. But also there is a man in a gray suit with dark hair. and he just is kind of standing to the side, messing with a coin, and just kind of flipping it nervously almost.
Yeah, Dredd just kind of walks into the room in step with Anderson, comes to a halt, stands to attention, and then just almost on a platform swivel, the helmet just turns to face the guy in the grey suit.
Dredd and the chief judge, she speaks up and says, "Dredd, Anderson,
Yes, Mom.
the leaders of Mega City 1 have recently come in contact with someone regarding incident."
Really quickly out of character.
Yeah.
The chief judge basically
Is she in charge? Okay.
the Hall of Justice is like the entire
Cover.
basis of government.
Okay. In that case, she says, regarding the incident the other day with the well, let's just be fair. I've seen the recordings and I've heard your testimony. Strange creatures. Recently, I was approached by someone who was willing to explain that and offer that. That's where our guest comes in, and he has given me a very interesting offer that I would like to forward to the both of you.
Dredd's jaw doesn't necessarily. His mouth doesn't move for a moment. His jaw just flexes a little bit. Then he just looks back at the chief judge and goes, "Permission to speak freely, ma'am."
Of course.
Has this man been screened for psychic potential?
Yes, he has. Though there's a moment of awkwardness. He seems to have almost negative potential. I'll let him explain because there's a lot to think. The floor is yours, and the man nods and puts away the coin, and he approaches and says, "Hello, my name is Connor. I represent an organization known as the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. Sorry, not sorry. I represent a group known as the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. We are a group comes from worlds beyond yours. As much as you might like to believe that there is no life in space, the simple fact is there are a lot of worlds out there, similar to yours, maybe not exactly the same, and many of them are quite different, but there are other lives and other stories going on out there, and it is the SEA's job to explore these other worlds. And primarily, it is our job to fight back those creatures you saw. They are known as Heartless, and they are the very essence of the darkness coming to destroy your world and other worlds. And the SEA, with some of its affiliates, have the capacity to protect cities like yours from creatures like those. And while I don't want to see this as a business deal, it is to protect these worlds. We want to continue protecting these, explore these worlds. That means we need other people to help us, which is why I asked your chief judge here if who are judges she would recommend to help us. to join our cause, to explore these other worlds and fight with us. And your two names are the ones that came up. And so I put the offer to you two. Would the SEA will help protect your world, to help protect Mega City 1 from the Heartless and the Darkness and these other creatures. But I hope in return you would be willing to join us in our exploration ability to protect worlds such as these beyond yours. And with that, he closes on. I say, with that, he kind of closes and stands. Waits.
I was going to say, just as he's kind of coming to the end of his statement, Dredd is just going to very slowly look back over to the Chief Judge, look back over to Connor, then take one step forward, sweep Connor's leg out, and pin him to the ground.
Strike to subdue?
Yep.
Roll it.
Right.
So that will be plus mastery.
That'll be 9 with my +1.
All right, so you get to choose one. Take something from them, de-escalate the situation.
I'm going to force a change of location to an ISO cube.
Yeah, so you would just arrest him and start dragging him.
just Anderson, scan the Chief Justice. Check out the Chief Justice for some kind of psychic influence. This is clearly not on the level. And you, just grabbing Connor by the scruff of the collar, are coming with me.
Yes, sir. And starts scanning Chief Justice or the Chief Judge, and Connor is like, yes, this lines up with what I've heard about your desire
to arrest me.
Like you seem like the type of person that would. I've worked with gruff cops before. Respect.
I'm sorry, just in context, it's like a civilian comes into the Hall of Justice and convinces the Chief Judge of something utterly insane. Oh no, there's some bullshit going on here.
Oh no, I respect it. You're totally right. And Connor's like, no, this is fine. I can respect this. There is proof. I can prove all of this. I can explain this. But I can understand that you are a judge first, and if you think that I'm a threat, you can go ahead and arrest me for now. And I predicted this behavior because based on the report I got from the Chief Judge, all this stuff.
I was just thinking, would it be possible for me, once I've got him in a cube, to do a deep dive?
Go ahead.
To just do a proper, not interrogation, but just breakdown.
Sure.
So, with heart, it's +2. 9 again. God damn it.
All right, so you ask one.
What here is not as it seems.
Yeah, you rough him up a bit, and you realize his blood is blue.
I'm assuming a very rudimentary biological scan goes, oh fuck, he's synthetic.
Yeah.
And unlike anything we've seen in Mega City 1.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think that's probably what Dredd just kind of pauses, then just lets Connor step back.
And Anderson speaks up. Yeah, the chief judge seems clean.
That would be because there is no psychic influence. There's no psychic influence because this does not have organic potential. It does not have psychic potential.
And Connor adjusts his suit and tie.
Interesting.
Yes. Well, it's nice to see that you are so willing to protect the people. It's the type of stuff we need at the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. So my offer still stands. If you want me to somehow prove it's true outside of this, then I can, with a bit of time, of course, because proving it to you involves showing you the world. But
A new fantastic point of view, if you will.
yes, but my offer is still on the table.
Dred's just already has his arms folded, but just like opens up one arm and just waves in a sort of go on then kind of way.
You two will be part of our away teams. Like I said, we are explorers. We go out and we investigate and protect worlds that we have yet to fully explore and discuss. And it will be your job as part of our away team to go to these worlds, figure out what threats are there as part of the Heartless and the Darkness and all these other things are attempting to attack them, and stopping it. And in the process, you will be protecting this world and numerous other worlds as you do this.
And the Chief Judge has signed off on this.
All that's waiting is your consent. And Anderson's almost immediately like, I accept. I'm going with you guys.
There's a moment as Joe just opens his mouth and then just hears Anderson say, just quietly shuts it again.
Do you remember what we said when on that first day when you were my supervisor? I said I wanted to be a judge. You scoffed at that because the city is so big and we can only deal with 6% of crime. This might be my chance to make a difference and to actually help people.
Admirable.
Well, that's one. And Connor's like, well, that's one on board. You, Dredd?
One question.
Of course.
Can I requisition my law rider?
You're free to use whatever means you see. Deal with the issues at hand.
There is not... Dredd's trademark scowl doesn't really stop being a scowl, but there is, like, the philosophical concept of being pleased at this does pass it for a second. Okay then, show me the way.
Eventually, there's a little bit of paperwork.
Of course.
I
imagine Connor just pulls out a pen from a pocket, looks at it, it snaps in half from getting roughed up.
Yes, perfect. They go through all the paperwork. Finally, Connor escorts you to a gummy ship, which it's very funny because it's in a world of very dark colors. Suddenly, there's just this bright orange, frickin' stupid looking ship in the middle of.
I imagine there's got to be a bunch of judges standing around it trying not to crack up.
Pretty much, like that's what's in the middle of Mega City. The frickin' Highwind.
Dredd is just doing his best death glare at absolutely everyone around him. That if he ever comes back, if anyone mentions this, he will end them.
And finally, you get on a ship together, and you fly out into the space between worlds, and you can watch as Earth with Mega City 1 turns into some weird chibi Mega City 1 because that's what like.
Fucking
and then
chibi.
That's the only way to describe it. You know what I mean.
I know.
And you start flying, and finally you see a world which you will everyone else knows it as Twilight Town, but you just see the world that is Twilight Town. And there's kind of a moon around, and you start going towards the moon and look some sort of like stone castle fortress on a beach, and finally it gets closer, and you see this large, like I said, it's like a fortress type thing, all with a dock, and there is a boathouse. The high wind just flies into the boathouse, where you are met by a young woman who is like, "Welcome back." Ugh, my voice corrected. Yeah, she's like "Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, Connor. Nice to meet some new people. Uh, Welcome to the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. Uh, just head on inside. Make yourself at home." If you're wondering, yes, it's Sydney from Final Fantasy 15.
Dread's just about to open his mouth to kind of just bark, Dread, Mega CD. Oh.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Dread.
Ma'am.
Miss Anderson. And you go inside and you walk along the dock until finally you reach the inside of the fortress, and you go inside, and it's a big old like 1920s adventurers club type thing, century club, whatever. And you have been officially welcomed into the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. Do you have any links you would like to make?
I really feel like I do need to forge one with Connor, just because.
Do it.
Mostly because fuck you, Tyler. Just trying to think of what type of link it would be.
Well, once again, light is friendships.
Oh no.
Darker rivals and enemies. Mastery, student-mentor relationships. And heart is I learned it by watching Dad.
I will say mastery, in that Dread is willing to actually accept that I need to listen to what he's saying, because there is clearly shit way outside my pay grade going on.
All right. So yeah, go ahead and roll plus mastery. Which I don't think you get any bonuses to it or anything. Right?
I've got +1 in mastery.
But is it your highest or your lowest?
Oh no, it's not.
Yeah, so you just roll straight.
Well, that's a 6. So on a miss, doesn't trigger.
I give you a link. You know what? I actually like the Connor Mastery link, so but I'm going to have another going on in the back.
Oh no.
Which I will keep secret. All right. In that case, you've all gathered together. We're going to skip over the time that passed, but basically you were all kind of given a break. This is the nature of the Kingdom Hearts world, and there's all these worlds that are different places, and it's going to be your job as part of a team together to go to these worlds and explore and do all this. So now, for free, you don't have to roll anything. You get to make a link with every single one of the other PCs. So who do we want to start with to start making links? You know what? We'll just start with
Why
start
does
from the top
everyone
again.
Why does everyone have dark links with Navi? That's weird.
Yeah. So Fu, what do you want your link with Navi to be?
My link with Navi. I'm.
Ooh, Nate, you're quite quiet.
Yeah, are you away from the mic right now?
No, I'm like over my head. That's why.
There we go.
So my link with Navi, will be, I'm gonna go Heart, because she reminds Fu a little bit of Vivi.
Aw.
Yeah, no, she's Navi's currently kind of depressed. Like, I'm the worst guardian fairy ever. I lost Link.
Aw.
So she's kind of in the dumps while this is going on.
Mhm.
What is your link going to be with Casa, Kamen Rider Decade?
We're gonna say you said dark as rivalry, basically.
Enemies and rivals, yes.
Okay. I will say decade is gonna be mastery because uh rather in the fighty boy side.
Okay. And your link with Dread.
I'm gonna say light. He's a fellow member of the disciplinary committee.
Excellent.
Okay. So you also are going to get one free link with one of the CA.
Okay.
I'm going to give you just the list, and you can
Okay.
choose one. There's of course the head, which is the mysterious Lady Zanayak, who is, as you can see from the photo, totally not Akane from the Zero Escape series. There's of course Leon, Yuffie, Sydney, Tifa, and Aerith from the Radiant
Leon,
Guard.
I'm gonna put him on dark.
There are some other members you haven't met though. I'm just going to put them out. There's of course
Okay. For other
Connor.
people, sure.
Okay, there's Connor. There's Biken, the Guilty Gear character. Anybody else can also have Judge Roxanne Anderson, since she's part of the team now. So if you want Judge Anderson, then yeah. And then lastly, there's Joseph. He's the librarian of the Society of Explorers and Adventure. I do not have an image from him because he's from a book.
Yeah.
So if you want like an old librarian, dude.
No, I want a dark link with Leon. I
Okay.
recognize. I don't. Okay, I don't know why I recognize him.
You just get that feeling.
I get that feeling.
Okay. And you can choose to lock any of the relationships you have.
Oh, just out of the start.
Yeah, just to be nice.
I will lock Rye with mastery.
All right.
So I'll just bold anything that's locked.
That's fair.
Or let's see, there's gotta be some other way I can denote that.
I mean, I literally just put brackets locked next to it, but that works too.
Yeah, I'll put little stars around it
Perfect.
if they're locked.
All right. We are going to go to Navi. What is your link with Fu?
With Fu. Probably. I want to say mastery, since
You don't have Link, now you need a new chosen.
pretty much. Yeah, no, I think Fu's going to be a mastery link, as she's going around doing things, and Navi is starting to kind of trail after.
All right. Just remember to mark all these down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, go ahead and heal all harm because you're chilling on a space station and having medical care from Dr. Derek Stiles. Oh, that's right. Dr. Derek Stiles and Angie Tops are possible links too with the SCA members. Forgot them.
Let's see, who else do I have relationships with?
You have a relationship with, let's do Kamen Rider Decade. What is your relationship with Tsukasa?
Probably a heart link.
All right.
for Tsukasa. And probably another mastery for the judge, because there's this disciplinary committee, and why not be a part of it? He seems to be in charge. Something about being the law.
Should I mark this on my sheet as well, or just Ed?
You get to choose your own when it's your turn.
Of course.
And Ed, once again, you get to choose an SEA member as a link. Lady Zanayak, Leon, Yuffie, Sydney, Tifa, Aerith, Connor, Joseph, Anderson, Biken, and then Derek Styles and Andrew Thompson.
Okay. Let's see, is this list written down somewhere? Because I'm going to have to take a moment to think about it.
I do. Ignore a certain group on there. That's spoilers.
I feel this is dangerous. And yeah, why not? We'll also get Anderson as another mastery member.
Everyone loves Anderson. This is amazing.
And because I have gotten Anderson as a thing, everyone has Anderson as a thing. Who is another group?
No, it's only when you roll your link move. This is a free link stuff.
So okay, so this is free, so it's not okay. We're good.
Plus, I don't think, does anybody else have a link with Anderson?
Does not everyone else have a link with Anderson?
Not
no.
yet. I haven't actually started making links yet.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, I should have had you roll for that. I'm sorry. We can do that when you're... Okay. And get to lock one of those.
Okay, I'm going to just lock Zelda so I remember her, since I imagine I won't be going back to Hyrule anytime soon.
Yeah.
So let me get this all up and going. Okay.
All right.
Tyler, just quickly, in terms of when we were rolling our link stuff and everything, does that count towards advancing? When you
yes.
fail the roll? Okay, I'll just mark an XP then.
Okay. All right, so next up, we have Decade. What is your link with Fu?
Mastery link, because she clearly admires my clearly superior skills and can learn a lot from me.
What is your link with Navi?
I actually, I'm not really sure what Tsukasa's relationship with Navi even is.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way, which is why I went with affection with heart.
Hold on, let me.
Navi is annoying. You know who else is kind of annoying? Natsumi. Heart link.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, you have a mask? I have a mask too. This one is my Link mask. I made it so I could remember. I'm going away now. Bye.
Uh-huh.
What is your link with Judge Dredd?
Dark Link rival.
Ah, bring it, bitch.
There's just something about this guy that Tsukasa doesn't like, Maybe it's the fact that he keeps ordering him around like he's in charge or something.
I can't help it.
And then, of course, you get one of the SEA members
Um.
outside of the Blue Rogue unit.
Mm-hmm. Um. Hmm. I think Yuffie gets a heart link because something about her just reminds me of someone I don't remember, but who just in the back of my head, I feel like I know this annoying thief-like person.
Perfect. And you get a lock one.
Hmm.
And no, for the sake of this, locking will not give you, so you're only going to get 4 marks on your adversary turn.
Okay, so I get a free mark on I get a free lock without a mark.
Yeah.
I feel like I marked I'm gonna lock that Judge Dredd link.
Perfect. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, first of all, Judge Dredd, do you want to roll any outside of Connor?
Roll any what? Sorry?
Roll to make more links outside of Connor. Since I forgot to let you make one after you, like if you want to make one with Anderson, Chief Judge.
Oh, if I'm allowed to, then I'll make an attempt to roll one with Anderson.
Because I think I forgot to let you ask you if you wanted any Connor.
I mean, I don't think you did, but I think everyone else was also already doing one with Connor anyway. So, oh no, it's a fuck brain.
Yeah,
I know what I meant, even if no one else does. That's the important thing.
I know what you meant.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a crack at making a link with Anderson.
And what type of link will that be?
I honestly think that's going to be a heart link. Because Anderson,
I believe heart is your best.
Yep.
All right, so you roll out a +3.
10 just with the +3.
All right, so
Fair enough.
so Judge Anderson has a heart link back with you.
Oh, my link move triggers.
Yes. What is the Prodigy's link move?
I want to be stronger for someone else. When I make a link and are surprised with my connection with someone else, you gain +1 forward to deep dive or defend them.
Are you surprised that you have a heart link with Judge Anderson?
I would say that, yeah, I mean, it's kind of the thing of, over the events of the Dredd film, that Anderson kind of surprises Dredd. She shows incredible reasoning and incredible empathy. And that's possibly something we could learn from.
So go ahead and actually make some sort of mark to say that
cool. Yeah. Got that. Boop.
All right, and so now you get to
make links with everyone else.
Make links with everyone else. So what is your link with Fu?
Fu is
Nate's character.
Yeah. I think that's probably going to be a light link.
All right, so we have a light link with Fu.
Kid's got talent.
What is your link with Navi?
I'm gonna say mastery because I think that because I
alright.
think Navi's like vulnerable but wants to learn, wants to improve, and Dread's like, well, if you want to, the helmet won't fit, or it'll fit and look hilarious. just a floating judge helmet.
Listen, I am the law.
Oh my god, that would have improved things so much. And then I think we've got to just take this full circle. Yeah, Dark Link. You want to start shit? We'll start shit.
Perfect. Didn't you get one with any member?
Uh,
And of course, Connor, because you already have Connor.
already got Connor, yeah. Let's have a quick look and see who else we have floating around here.
Tanayak, who is the head, all the Kingdom Hearts characters for Final Fantasy. You already have Anderson too, but you have the two medical people, Derek Stiles and Angie Thompson. Biken from Guilty Gear, the samurai, and Joseph, this mysterious old man who is like literally just a librarian and storyteller for the. Like Connor makes the records, he's the one that like turns them into like palatable stories. It's just this nice old man.
Yeah, I'll go with Joseph just because Dred's already surrounded himself with plenty of people who are physically capable. He probably wants to have a few people around him who he can actually trust to be useful. So I'll put him under mastery as well.
All right. And then you get to lock one of these.
Definitely be the one with Anderson.
Perfect. And with that, we come to basically the end of the session 0. You all have your links to work as of the SEA, and you have all been assigned onto an await. Anderson, because she's capable, is on a different await. And you'll both kind of be doing missions at the same time. You'll still run into each other, but she's competent. You trust her. Plus, you have your...
We keep up on our Judger, the social media app for judges.
Perfect. And eventually you're going to take whatever we were talking about, dual identity.
Just don't spoil it.
I'm not gonna spoil it. But yeah. So after so long, you finally been called out on your. We're going to lead into next session. So you have been called out on your first, and you are waiting out in the hall. You see portraits, other previous famous members of the Society of. Just there are a lot of random names to you. Barnabas T. Bullion, Henry Hightower III, just a bunch of random members. Dr. Henry Jones. Just a bunch of random portraits of famous people who you don't know. And finally, you are called into and she you step inside and you find yourself in this very beautiful office, out looking onto through the window. You see out into the shore, the rolling waves of this island. There's a lot of bookshelves with books, and in the center there was a surprisingly high-tech where Lady Zanayak is sipping tea and looking out the window. And as you come in, she turns around and says, "Hello. Are you guys ready to go on your first mission?"
Affirmative.
Yes. Looks over at me.
Cortisone.
What about you? You ready? It might be muted.
I mean, where are we going? Is it on this world?
Good point.
Also, John, if you had any comments, you might be.
Oh, I was muted. Okay. Yeah, Sukasa said, I guess so.
Well, we are sending you to a world that seems to be a big city, and brings up various photos on like a hollow screen, and you can see that it seems to be like generic, like big city, almost like a New York, but it's a very interesting. First of all, the city seems to be divided into various biomes, and you can see other photos. There's like literally a wall dividing a dry desert and snow-capped. It's a snow-capped city. It's like the reason for this seems to be for the comfort and safety of their residents. As and flicks up a couple images, and you see there are a bunch of anthropomorphic animals walking through the city. This world seems to have this world seems to have various animal-like beings that run the city.
Absurd.
I can agree it is absurd, but it doesn't change the fact that we want to protect this world. And we have seen signs of Heartless on this world, which is why we are sending you.
Oh man, are they used to seeing other people who aren't animal people? We might have to go in disguise, guys.
Maybe.
Refuse.
Are they mutants?
No, it's just the natural state of their world.
Just slightly slack-jawed, looking at this. What manner of bullshit is this?
Foo, what's your favorite animal?
She looks at you, and then frowns. Snow leopard.
Okay. At this point, Navi pulls out a very small pair of scissors and walks away.
I have to ask: is Navi still just a floating ball of light, or does
No.
Navi have like a somewhat more like fairy-looking form?
People who look at her probably see so much light radiating off the globe of light with wings, but she does have a body. I'm just going by the just images of the freaking fairies for like various other installations of Zelda.
The
Or
ones
heck,
the ones that aren't like 3D, so they actually have fairies as opposed to
Yes.
floating balls of light.
Yes. So I imagine it's just a little girl in a like just bluish tunic and a pixie cut haircut with a cap. Since I
All
imagine
right.
she probably dressed as similar to the Kokiri, since most of the fairies live in the same like general area. Gonna need white fabric and maybe black fabric.
All right. So
Hey.
your primary mission is just to figure out what the Heartless are after, and essentially stop them. It sounds like a daunting task, but it's what the SEA does.
Will we have means to detect instances or evidence of these things?
Unfortunately, that's just going to require simple legwork, I believe the term is, yes. But we know it's in the city. Well, that doesn't narrow it down too much. I trust in your investigative skills to figure out where these things are.
Very well.
Do we have any...
Fu asks,
trying to figure out how to make it 2 words.
sometimes uses 3 words. Weapons against Heartless. She says, knowing that, probably knowing enough that you need a very specific thing to kill a Heartless.
I'm not going to be that picky. If you want to pick up something from the armory before...
Well, no. You specifically need a Keyblade
to destroy a Heartless.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not being that picky.
I see. Okay. Never mind. Disregard them. She doesn't say that.
Says, if you want to pick up something from the armory, I know some of you don't carry weapons. You can. But do you have any other questions before you go?
She shakes her head.
Looks to Navi, looks to Decade.
Hey, Mr. Judge Dredd, what's your favorite animal?
Like, just long... Again, like, it's impossible to see Dredd's... Like, he's looking into the distance for a while. Then just admits, I haven't given it much thought.
I'm gonna go with whatever that bird is on your uniform.
Just another slight pause, then a little on the nose.
Oh. Okay.
I remember liking badgers.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I could do that. That's more black and more white fabric. Just looking over at has she seen Tsukasa's actual rider costume at this point?
No. He doesn't. Unless at some point somebody tried to fight him, he wouldn't have used it.
Okay.
Honestly, the thing you've noticed about Tsukasa is that he disregards most people's actual authority, and spends a lot of time just taking pictures of people and things.
He has a really weird pink camera too.
Yes.
And you, Mr. Kadoya, what animal do you like?
Okay,
so I feel like I could be on the nose and say grasshopper because
oh, recorder's back.
Oh yeah, that my computer, my other computer went into sleep mode. Yeah, you know what? I didn't. Grasshopper, I guess.
And green. And at this point, Navi's going to fly up. She has work to do.
I'm gonna be honest. I was just gonna have the magic of Zootopia turn you all into animals. Better.
Now I have the ability to make costumes.
I
We're
know you
doing
do. That's going to be important, but like I didn't want it to be like have worlds like Zootopia where you have to, you know, where you would stick out if you didn't fit in that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I wouldn't make you roll a costume change if you then watch everybody fail mermaid costume.
Nah, not gonna lie. These might be shit costumes, but it's gonna be a thing.
I guess we'll see.
You might have button eyes.
Oh,
And
that's
it's
gonna be
gonna- and-
terrifying.
You know what? No, we're just gonna go for it right now.
You want me to roll that?
Let's do it. Let's see how these turn out.
Make my first suit, Navi. Make Judge Dredd's first suit.
I hate this.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It's plus
Let's
mastery,
see.
by the way.
yeah. Which mastery I have +1 in, so that's not that bad. Let's roll on this. That is an 8 +1 is a 9. And at a 7 to 9, that is
Now, I do want to
pick 2.
Since you have links now, do you want to spend a link to re-roll one of those dice?
Nope.
All right.
So the costume is removable,
Oh god.
and
damn it.
every party member gets a costume.
I kind of wanted to be flawless and then we're just stuck in them.
Okay, you know what? That actually does sound better. So yes, she forgot that the zippers are supposed to unzip.
See, here's the thing. Once again, the moment you reach Zootopia, I was gonna have you animals. Changes nothing.
That's perfect. That means a bunch of people are going to see a bunch of animals tear out of their own skin into identical versions of themselves. They're going to freak the fuck out.
They're not gonna tear out of their skin because changes nothing.
So we're gonna go with flawless, and each party member gets a costume.
All right. So you have a bunch of fursuits now. Enjoy.
They're on like the mascot level of fursuits, though.
So now here's a question I have. I mean, they're not mascots because they're flawless, so you're gonna fit in.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, what is Navi's costume?
Oh
What is-
God, I was too busy focusing on everyone else.
I have a suggestion, but I
And
want to hear
what
your
is
answer.
what you as a player have to now decide what Navi's fursuit is.
Ah,
I have a genuine suggestion.
Mm.
Well, hold on.
I was gonna have her just pick like a golden beetle. But what was your suggestion?
Hummingbird.
Okay,
Actually, that was going to be
fair
mine
enough.
as well.
Let's go with a hummingbird. Yes.
The grasshopper normally wouldn't, but I'm just going to go really quick to the agendas really quick and point out the yeah, one of the principles is GM principles. Canon is nebulous.
Always good.
Yeah. Also, my least favorite thing, and my least favorite, I mean my favorite, and by favorite, I mean my least favorite, is that two of the player agendas, or two of the player principles, are to revel in what you enjoy without and to help facilitate others in their indulgence. Basically meaning like have fun with the fact that this is a stupid Kingdom Hearts game.
And I am having fun that I've just made fursuits for all of my friends.
But the problem I have is that the example of the first one, they say this game is about being indulgent and all this nerd stuff. If you want to ride a jet ski with your favorite character, do it. And the problem is, when I read that, I think of the ending of Resident Evil 4, and then I think of that terrible meme.
Damn it.
You know the one I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Think so?
No way, fag. That one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's what comes to mind, and I'm just like, all I think of are stupid innuendos. Leon's face when I read this example. Anyways, so yeah, you have your costumes now, and if there are no further questions, the gummy ship is waiting. And I wish you luck on your mission.
Fu just turns to leave.
Yeah,
Man.
Tsukasa does the same.
Okay, let's go.
So you all step out, get to you walk through the lobby, you go boathouse where Sydney is waiting, and it's like, all right, the high wind is ready for you guys to get going. Guys, have good luck out there. And with that, the high wind takes off.
Wait! As Navi comes flying as quickly as possible. I just finished him.
Quick work.
Here you go. And she presents one snow leopard costume, then one badger costume, and then one grasshopper costume.
Mhm.
She doesn't want to say that she appreciates it,
Just imagine.
so
Dredd,
she's not going to.
I just imagine Dredd just looks and Navi has made like a novelty oversized judge helmet, and he's just staring at it, questioning his life choices.
I call it Judge Badger, but there's two R's at the end.
Huh. That actually saves it. Good work.
I thought so. She nods her head.
I feel like I'm having a psychotic episode. Oh. So shall we wrap it here for a session?
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Ooh.
I had
Tune
fun.
Tune in next time for Zootopia.
All right.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
This is so much different than what I imagined initially when you said a city with different like elements when you were asking.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'll go with the clearly Ravnica like world. That has different.
Nah, these are. We're not gonna get Ravnica or stuff like that. We're gonna get Zootopia.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just saying, I'm not let down, but it's.
It's not what you expected.
Oh,
Mhm.
Alright, well, I'm going to kill the recording here. And then I'll
Okay.
All right.
it.